Glory to God the Father and Son Yeshua Mashiach. 2 Kings chapter 24. It was in Jehoiakim's time that Nebuchadnezzar king of Bavel invaded. Jehoiakim became his vassal for 3 years, but then he turned against him and rebelled. Adonai sent against him raiding parties from the Kasdim, Aram, Moab and the people of Ammon. He sent them against Yehudah to destroy it, in keeping with the word of Adonai which he had spoken through his servants the prophets. Yes, it was at Adonai's order that this happened to Yehudah, in order to remove them from his sight because of the sins of Manasseh and all he had done, and also because of the innocent blood he had shed, for he had flooded Jerusalem with innocent blood, and Adonai was unwilling to forgive. Other activities of Jehoiakim and all his accomplishments are recorded in the annals of the kings of Yehudah. Then Jehoiakim slept with his ancestors, and Jehoiakim his son took his place as king. The king of Egypt did not leave his own land anymore, because the king of Bavel had captured all the territory of the king of Egypt between the Valley of Egypt and the Euphrates River. The reign of Jehoiakim over Judah. Jehoiakim was 18 years old when he began his reign, and he ruled in Jerusalem for 3 months. His mother's name was Nehushta, the daughter of Elnathan, from Jerusalem. He did what was evil from Adonai's perspective, following the example of everything his father had done. It was then that the officers of Nebuchadnezzar king of Bavel marched on Jerusalem and laid siege to the city. Nebuchadnezzar king of Bavel himself went to the city while it was under siege. And Jehoiakim king of Yehudah went out to meet the king of Bavel, he, his mother, and his servants, princes and officers, and the king of Bavel took him captive in the 8th year of his reign. He also carried away from there all the treasures in the house of Adonai and the treasures in the royal palace. He cut in pieces all the articles of gold which Shlomo king of Israel had made in the temple of Adonai, as Adonai had said would happen. He carried all Jerusalem away captive, all the princes, all the bravest soldiers, 10,000 captives, also all the craftsmen and metalworkers. No one was left but the poorest people of the land. Jehoiakim he carried off to Bavel. Likewise he carried off the king's mother, the king's wives, his officers and the main leaders of the land from Jerusalem into captivity in Bavel. All the strong men, 7,000 of them, as well as 1,000 craftsmen and metalsmiths, all of them strong and trained for war, the king of Bavel brought captive to Bavel. Zedekiah does evil. The king of Bavel made Mattaniah, Jehoiakim's father's brother, king in place of Jehoiakim and changed his name to Sidkiyahu. Sidkiyahu was 21 years old when he began to rule, and he ruled for 11 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Hamutal, the daughter of Yirmiyahu, from Livnah. He did what was evil from the perspective of Adonai, following the example of everything Jehoiakim had done. The nations under Zedekiah. And it was because of Adonai's anger that all these things happened to Jerusalem and Yehudah, until he had thrown him out of his presence. Sidkiyahu rebelled against the king of Bavel.